The budget process began this year with an embarrassing episode for the country. A reporter challenged the veracity of the financial secretary's various contradictory comments regarding the JDL Cargo Management Company. Along with my colleagues, I previously raised questions about this firm in this very place. And these questions, Mr. Deputy, have still not been answered. They are of grave concern. Mr. Deputy, let me explain why this is so important. Customs has the responsibility of monitoring whatever enters this country. They are the first to observe and has the responsibility of ensuring that our country is safe. That responsibility has been usurped, and a new company, JDL, has taken on customs responsibility in spite of the Management Act, the law that is very clear. This company, Mr. Deputy, was proposed in 2012, 2013 to the then Prime Minister Perry Christie, who refused recognizing the challenges that it would bring forth to this nation. And now, every package coming into a freight terminal must first be held by this JDL entity. And every package, Mr. Deputy, is charged 20 cents per pound. But the Prime Minister talks about inflation, about managing inflation. But this is an inflationary method, because every package is 20 cents per pound. In addition to that, they have no equipment other than a weighing scale. Mr. Deputy, I went and observed myself, and I took pictures. A weighing scale, that's all they have. Then, packages in the bonded area was charged initially, before this illegal entity, $4 per square foot. Now this illegal entity is charging $40 per square foot, plus VAT. That must be paid for by the consumer. So they have a 20-cent charge plus VAT. Then there's a $40 charge plus VAT. And Mr. Deputy, after 5 o'clock, there's overtime. Custom has the right to charge overtime, of which they do. JDL, in addition, charges overtime. So the customer pays overtime for JDL and for customs, double dipping. So there's 3 additional charges that the customer incurs. And today, couriers are going out of business because they cannot afford these additional charges. Mr. Deputy, what is important is this company is owned or managed by Pete DeVoe. That's quite recorded. This is the same entity when I became Prime Minister, whom I had FTI investigated with respect to the computers that were brought into this country. They were acting as middlemen through this XUA company and bringing in computers for government. The financial secretary was asked quite a number of questions by the investigative team, FTI, which was brought from New York, I think. And today, though there was no bidding process for how these computers were purchased or which company was selected to purchase such computers. There's no bidding process. But the same entities that was investigated under my government in 2018 are the same entities involved in the JDL. Mr. Deputy, that is very, very suspicious. And this is adding to inflation. That must stop. If you like the Bahamian people, for God's sake, stop this illegal entity from usurping the job of customs. Let customs do and follow through the Customs Management Act. Do not subject the Bahamian people to this additional inflationary cost when the government is saying they want to reduce inflation. Yes, we have the international inflation. We have the Brave Davis inflation with breadbasket item, etc. Now, for God's sake, we have the JDL inflation. We cannot take anymore. It must stop. But, Mr. Deputy, to go on a little further, and I must say that everything I say today, I have the backup documents and the files. Mr. Deputy, I await the report. From the Ministry of Finance with respect to 16 containers that were brought into this country, presumably by some Sean McKenzie. When the investigation occurred, one of the individuals who were questioned, his exact words, Mr. Deputy, allow me to state from the records, his exact words. He indicated that there were high-ups involved in the facilitation of these containers within the Ministry of Finance and the Bahamas Customs Department. When will we get the official investigative report? Who are responsible? Who are these high officials in customs? Who are these high officials within the Ministry of Finance? The investigation is finished, but it's being swept under the table. We need to know what has happened to the investigation. And Mr. Deputy, there are videotapes of a Ministry of Finance personnel in a Kia car. I wouldn't go any further. A Kia car. Who went and was there on tape for minutes, but yet there was no custom officer doing their job. And you know what was in some of the containers, Mr. Deputy? Let me get the exact number. Items. Alcohol. Now, what would these bear call now? Because I don't drink. The bud, that's what they call it. Bud. I don't drink, so I don't know these things. But $567,430.35 of bud beer and other contrabands. Other. Where is the report? Now, I know, presumably, who the high custom officials were. That's why custom personnel were transferred. I know who the Ministry of Finance are, but I want the Prime Minister to tell us.